Save yourself heaps of time with these 50 Guitar Pro keyboard shortcuts. I'm a Windows user, so I'll be doing these shortcuts in Windows. Just translate the keys into the Mac versions if you're using a Mac. I've also created a free PDF for you guys with all 50 keyboard shortcuts, both PC and Mac. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment. To start off, if you want to create a new page, just press Ctrl and N, and that will bring up our new page dialog. And if we wanted to insert a bar onto this page, we can press Ctrl and Insert, and that will insert a bar for us. To delete this bar, we can then press Ctrl and Delete. If we want to change the key signature, we can press Ctrl and K, and that will bring up our key signature, and we can change it to whatever we want. To change the time signature, and T. As you can see in this piece here, I have a repeat of this section here. So to add the repeats in, we want to press, I'll take them off. To add the repeats back in, all we do is the two little open brackets there next to the P button. So to add the repeat start, and then we go to our section here and repeat end, and you can just use the same buttons to take them off. As you can see, this piece has 5 tracks. If we wanted to copy these 4 bars, if we just went right click copy or Control C, when we copy that, it's only going to copy this one track. As you can see, all the tracks are playing something except the bass and the vocals there. But if we wanted to copy all of those tracks at once, we'd highlight that section, and then the shortcut will be Control, Shift and C. This will now copy that 4 bars on every single instrument in our Guitar Profile. We can insert a beat into any bar of the song by just pressing Insert, and you can see this in front of the note that we're on, and it will just be the same value as that note. You can change the note durations using the plus and minus key. Prefer to use the one on the keypad if you have one. So the minus will increase the note value and the plus will decrease the note value. If we want to change it to a dotted note like this one here, it's just the period or the full stop. And if we want to play that as a ghost note, we just press the O on the keyboard. Say you wanted this note accented, it would just be the semicolon. And then if we want a heavy accent on that note, we press Shift and the semicolon, or the full colon, whichever way you like to think about it. If you want to make a note a staccato, it will be the exclamation mark or Shift and 1. And then if we want to tie a note, so say we wanted this note to go over to this bar here and us not play that note, we just press L on this note here. And then that will tie it over, so now that note will play for those length. If we want to add a rest into a piece of music, we just press the R key. We can also change the notes up or down a semitone. You can do this easily on the keyboard by pressing Shift, Alt, and then up or down. So up will increase the note up a semitone or 1 fret, and then down. We can also increase the octave up or down. We use Shift, Alt, and page up or page down. We can shift the notes up or down the strings. So it'll be the same note, but it will just show you where to play that note on the different strings. We can do this by pressing Alt and then up or down. So up will show you the notes on the higher strings, and then down will go to the lower strings. Say we wanted to show a downstroke. If you're playing chords, this is particularly useful. We can do this by pressing Ctrl and D. And then to make this an upstroke, we press Ctrl and U. If you wanted to know what chord this is, you can press the A key, and this will bring up the chord diagram. And it's a very smart program. It knows what chords are being played just from the tabs. You can also create your chords this way, and it will also, if we click OK, this will also bring the chord diagrams up to the top of our piece there for every chord that you have in your song. If we wanted to add text above a certain bar, we can press T on the keyboard and then type in our text. And that will come up here. And then to add a timer so you can tell how long each section of your song is, or give like time directions for people, you can use the @ symbol, so it'll be Shift and 2. And then you can see the time up here. If we scroll down a bit, come to the first verse, Shift 2, you can see that's at 38 seconds into the song. You can do that for as much as you want. If we wanted a note to be trilled, we can press the N key, and then you can choose the auxiliary fret, which is what fret you'll be trilling to. So I'll make this the 5th fret. It'll then be hammering on and pulling off from the 8th fret to the 5th fret. We can add a grace note, which is what you can see, this little note here. That will be the G key. And if we wanted to add a bend to the note, we can press the B key, and this will bring up our bending diagram. If we want to add a slide, we press the S key. If we wanted to let the notes ring out, we can press the I key, and then that will let it ring out. To add a hammer on or pull off, we just press the H key. And then to add percussive notes or dead notes, we press the X key. This one's pretty easy because they come up as X's on the tab itself. To add the palm mutes, which we can see here, we just press the P key on the keyboard. So if I highlight that, press P, they'll go away, and then they'll come back up. To access the tremolo bar or the whammy bar, we want to press Shift and W. To add vibrato to a note, we can press the V key, and then if we want that to be a heavy vibrato, we press Control Alt V, and that will change it there. To make a note a natural harmonic, we press the Y key, and that will change it to the harmonic. And to make it an artificial harmonic, we want to press Control Alt and Y, and that will bring up our dialogue here. If we want to have a note fade in, we can use Shift and the lesser than or greater than symbols. So to fade that in. So if you're working on multiple tabs, or if you have different if you're playing a big list of songs up the top here, you can see I've got 4 tabs open. You can easily switch between these using the keyboard. So to do this, we want to use Control and Tab, and that will switch to the next one, and you can just go across all the way that way. Or if you say you're on this 3rd one here and you wanted to just go back to your 2nd one, you can use Control, Shift and Tab, and that will go backwards. To add a new track to a song, we use Control, Shift and Insert, and that will bring up that dialogue. And now you can see we've got the steel guitar. And then to delete that, we just press Control, Shift and Delete, and now it's gone. So you can skip around in your guitar profile very easily. You can go the slow way and scroll down and find whatever part you're looking for, but there's a much easier way to do this using the Go To feature. So if we just press Control and G, brings up this dialogue here. And if you have sections in this song like I do here, you can switch. You can easily choose, say we want to go to the solo, just click that, OK, and that takes us straight to the solo. You can also use this to go to a specific bar, say bar 100, and it will take us straight to bar 100. You can use the space bar to start and stop the music. And say we were down here and we made a mistake, or we wanted to go back to the beginning of the song, you can press Control and then space, and it will play the song from the beginning. You can edit the automations in any guitar profile by pressing F10, and that will bring up your automation window, and then you've got tempo, volume, and pan. You can switch between your different tracks on the keyboard as well by pressing Control and then the up or down keys. You can also turn this looping function on up here with F9. So say you got to a tricky part of the song that you were having some trouble with, you can highlight that section, turn on your looper with F9 and play it, and then it will just play that section, whatever you've highlighted. This is great for practicing. You can also step forward between your notes either using just the left and right arrow keys, which is usually my preferred method, or you can use Alt and left and right as well. You can also add these three panels on the left, bottom, and the right using the F2, F5, 6, and 8 keys. So F2 will bring up your editing palette on the left. Then F8 will bring up your global view, which has all your tracks and then your overview of your song. And then F5 and F6 will bring up the same window on the right here. So F5 will bring it to the song page, and then F6 will switch it to the track view. And then you can just press the same keys to get rid of all of these windows. There you go, there's 50 Guitar Pro shortcuts to save you a bunch of time. YouTube recommends you watch this video over here.